Hello students, today we will be going over 7.2, finding probability of simple events. Well, our objective, I can find the mathematical probability of an event occurring. In our vocabulary, simple events is an event, so go ahead and write that in, that consists of exactly one outcome. Like when you flip a coin, you can only get one outcome, heads or tails. Or if you're spinning a spinner, there's only one outcome on where it can land. So our possible event, this is how we write. Probability notation is P parentheses in the events. So like the probability of heads would be like that. Probability of tails would be like this. If you have a dice or just one die, probability of 6 on that die. And that's how you would write that particular notation. Okay? Next, we're going to go on to finding the probability. So to find the probability, the first thing you need to do, find the number of possible outcomes. So write the word possible. Find the number of ways the specific event can occur. Put the number from step 2 over the number from step 1. Like if it was heads, find the number of, or flipping a coin, find the number of possible outcomes. It's got 2. Find the number of ways the specific event can occur. Say 1 way you can get heads. So you would put the number from step 2, like if you said there's 1 head, unless it's a 2-headed coin, out of 2 possible outcomes. Simplify the fraction. Write all the answers and as a fraction and a percent. So I want it in both ways, fractions and percent. Okay. All right, we're going on to the next part. On to some practice. Okay, so if you have that spinner and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, what is the probability of getting a 5? Well, there's 1 5 out of 6 possibilities. Okay, so there's my fraction. Fractions are slightly easier at this point. Next, we want to go ahead and change it to a percent. So we have our calculator here, and we go 1, ABC, 6. So there's my fraction. Then I'm going to go second, and see the little yellow F to D down here? You're going to press that button, and it's going to change it to a decimal. So if I move it 2 places over, it's 16.6, but I need to round up. So I'm going to put 16.6 or 0.7%. So I'm going to round to the nearest tenth. Probability of 1 is going to be the same. 1/6 or 16.7%. Probability of a 3 or a 5. That will give us 2 out of 3 or 2 out of 6. Because there's 2 of them, 3 or 5, out of 6 possibilities, and that's 1/3. And we write it as a percent, and this is just one you should probably memorize. Probability of greater than 5, that would be basically probability of 6. And that goes back to 1, there's 1/6 on there out of 6 total, and it's going to be the same thing as number 1. And I'm going to let you do the rest. If you want to pause the video, I'm going to go on to the next page. And we're going to talk about the likelihood of something happening. So the word that you would want to start out with is certain. Like you're 100% certain this is going to happen. And put that in like that. So we're going to put the word certain. The fraction you would want to write, if you're certain something's going to happen, there's a 1% chance it's going to happen. Your percent range, you're going to put 100%. Okay? Now, if something is likely to happen, that's going to be around 3/4 or 75%. And again, that's around 75%. Okay? So if it's just as likely as not, that's going to be a 1/2 chance or 50% chance. Okay? Then if something is unlikely to happen, that's around a 1/4 of a chance. And that's around 25%. And you could write the word around there, but I'm not going to take the time to do that. Okay, if something is impossible, and that's going to be opposite from and it will also be 0%. Okay. All right, I'm going to go on. Next part. Okay, number 1, you will get an even number on a wheel with the numbers 1 through 10. Is it certain, likely, just as likely to happen or not, unlikely, or impossible? Okay, so how many even numbers do we have here? Let's see. Oh, is that something different? Okay, so if it has the numbers 1 through 10, I wouldn't look at this one. So how many numbers are between 1 and 10 that are even? 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So that's 5 out of 10. So 5 out of 10, we can write 5 out of 10 equals 1/2. So that is right here in the middle. Just as likely to happen or not. And we circle that. Okay, go ahead and do the rest on that. I am going to go ahead and jump to the next page where we have this spinner. What's the probability of 5? Well, let's see how many there 5s there are. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 5s. And how many total spots are on the wheel? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 4 out of 12. And I'm going to simplify that to 1/3. And then I know my percent is 33.3% for 1/3. Okay. Now I go to the probability of 2. We have 1, 2 2s. So it will be 2 out of 12, which is 1/6. And after doing that other part, I know this is going to be 16.7%. Okay. Then we have the probability of 5. Okay. So if we look at 5, greater than 5. How many are greater than 5? 0 out of 12. So there's your answer. All right, students, you can get the rest of this section. You rock.